and
Okay.
pretend to be enthusiastic. Here we go.
All
No,
right,
I am
sweet.
enthusiastic.
I'll try my best to.
All right. Hello again, all you good friendos. Welcome back to Who You Are. This is just a show where we talk to people in the local music industry and get to know who they are. This week we are joined by the wonderful May Lyn. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. It's the busy time of year, so everyone's going hard,
Yeah, there's a lot of gigs happening.
which is good though, considering past circumstances.
Yeah. Oh, so like, it's not related, but Hiatus Coyote's touring Australia this year. They got a new album after like 6 years.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
excited about that.
crazy.
That's
I've been waiting for so long.
bless Australia being an island. That means we can have
Mhm.
Coyotes Coyote tour. Their
Yes.
new single is. I've had a quick listen. It's pretty good. I missed it.
Yeah.
I miss the Coyote vibes. But
Yeah, me too.
but yeah. But we're here to talk about you. So tell us a bit about you and what you do in the music industry.
I produce music in Ableton and um, I guess I do like alternative kind of music mixed with a bunch of stuff like electronic, R&B, soul, funk, jazz, um, yeah, all that stuff, and hip hop as well, and pop. So
Awesome.
yeah, just lots of genres that I like.
I mean,
Um,
music's awesome. It's great.
yeah, yeah, and I just got into it, I guess, because I met some people that were doing the same thing as me, so that's how I got in the scene.
Yep.
Before that, I was kind of doing everything by myself, um, writing songs and stuff on the guitar.
Yeah.
That's how I started when I was probably 15, and then yeah, I just progressed into um, wanting to record it, and then I found out that you can make beats on the computer,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is awesome. So yeah,
No, awesome. So
kept doing it.
yeah, no, and you've pumped up some really good stuff. Like, it's definitely been a journey from when you were 15 to on guitar and the stuff you make now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't even want to listen to my 15-year-old stuff. It's like so cringe.
Isn't everyone's? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But so what was the turning point that I guess so you were writing on guitar when you were 15. What was the turning point going into production, electronic production in Ableton and stuff?
I started on like a free software called Acoustica Mixcraft. And before that, I think it was Audacity, but Audacity was very basic.
Mm.
So yeah, I found like a better one. And then that one had VSTs in it. And yeah, that's when I like, that opened, a world of possibilities because I could have all these different sounds and I could have drum kits and bass lines and synths. So I was like, this is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did I answer the question? Or did I like go off a tangent?
Well, you kind of answered the question. I'm more thinking like, was there a specific moment, I guess, where you realized that this is the kind of music, this is how you want to create music now?
Yeah, okay, so like, yeah, I've been making beats and stuff, but then I guess when I met, so I just played a gig. I think it was at Green Slopes. It was like called Jam and Beats. I don't know if you know it, but it's like this festival that Laurie used to put on.
Mm.
And then my friends came, and then after the gig, she was like, oh, I know like these other friends of mine that also make beats. You should come and like hang out and stuff. So I went to their apartment, hung out with them, and yeah, they're just like playing all these beats that I never heard before, but I really liked, and it was very like hip hop and R&B together, sort of like future stuff, like future bass and things like that.
Mm.
And then the guy was like, so Barry, who's like a longtime friend now, he's like, I'm doing these beat sessions where I just like get a bunch of us together and we just like show each other stuff we've made. So I was like, yeah, I'll come to the next one. I think I wasn't in Malaysia. I mean, in Australia at the time, I was in Malaysia. So I came back after 3 weeks, and then I went to the beat session. I think there was like 20 people there, maybe, or
Wow.
like a bit less. And Fons was there too.
Oh yeah.
Young Fons. Yeah, and then, yeah. And then after that, this guy Sammy, he introduced me to the dub tempo people. So we went to like Miley Studio and
Yeah.
Alchemist, and then I showed them my stuff, and Jad was there, and he was like, "Do you want to like release something with us?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So
Awesome.
yeah, and just like going to all their gigs and stuff, just like I think influenced my style a lot too, because they're very like dubby and bass heavy, and into like the brain feeder sort of stuff,
Yeah.
like
Like
Flying Lotus and all that.
yeah.
And yeah, Cosmogramma, that album just like blew my mind.
No, that's awesome. It's awesome to, I guess, have people to also bring you into that community, especially for someone who, like, you put yourself out there for the first time, and then people come over here, join us. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. And I never really listened to hip hop before that. So yeah, I wouldn't like be doing like hip hop sort of beats if I wasn't introduced to that scene. So yeah, it's really cool.
No, that's awesome. Like you kind of touched on it already, but what is it like having that community that kind of welcomed you in? Because I met the people in your band too, and they're awesome people in your community.
Yes.
You've got a good support network. What is that like to have that, and what is it? How does that, I guess, influence how you create too?
It's really encouraging to like know that you're not alone in doing it, and there's other people that do what you're doing and also like want to learn, and you can learn from them too. And then there's people that's been in it for like a long time and have so much to share. Like Jad was like he got me into DJing, and that wasn't even something that I considered that I would do,
Hmm.
but he would just be like, "I'm booking you for this gig, just rock out." And I'm like, "Okay." That's what I'm doing, but okay. And he's like, "It's practice. You get paid to practice." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine.
Win-win.
That's awesome."
Yeah.
So that also changed the way that I consumed music, because as a DJ, you curate things and you listen to all these different genres and you see how they can fit together and things like that. So yeah, it's nice. Like you learn a lot, and it's nice to have that support from people.
That's awesome. It's definitely something. It'd be I try and push people into networks that can help them grow, because I think it's important to have people around you to encourage you, because it's very hard to create in a vacuum, I guess. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
awesome. So I might do a hard swing, but what is it uh I'm a bit hesitant to talk about this stuff always because I'm a white ass dude. But what is it like being a female identifying person in the arts? Because there are struggles there. What is that like, and how do you find that?
Um, I think I was very lucky because like the people that I met were very respectful, and they like really acknowledged like my work and stuff. And they tell me like my beats are awesome, and then I have a good ear for mixing, and all that was like very validating. So that was really nice. Um, but I guess it's in terms of the actual industry, it's like more like a systemic thing
Mm,
where I don't think like it's subconscious, because I guess because there's a lot of men that are running the show, they don't consider that they've put a lineup together that's all men,
yeah,
and like because they're all mates and stuff, and that's how it works. It's just how it is. Um, but yeah, I think I usually get gigs that are women centric and people of color centric.
yeah,
So when I get a gig that's not about that, I'm just like, yes.
yeah,
It's nice to like just be in a normal gig. But I also do think that women and people of color gigs are important as well.
yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
definitely. But it's yeah, it's also important to kind of normalize those people
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and having them on normal
Yes.
gigs.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that like other people struggle with like that systemic stuff too, with all the I guess minorities. Would you have any advice for those people kind of finding it hard to work within the industry with all those pressures? How would you any advice on how they could get started or get into stuff or
I think it's like finding a safe space, and a community that supports you and acknowledges, the struggles you have as a woman
mm,
in the industry. Um, that's, really important. And I'm starting. I mean, my friends are starting a collective of, we just like, it's just a bunch of us girls, and we get together every couple weeks or so, and um, just kind of share. It's kind of like a beat session, but not beats focused. It's more just like, music.
yeah,
People who want to do it and get into the scene in the industry and actually do it like towards like a professional level and not just like as a hobby.
mm,
So yeah, I think like if there's like communities like that, more of them, that'd be really good. And I can see that happening as well, like all over.
yeah,
So yeah.
definitely. The one that comes to mind, I guess, is Women of Noise. They've been doing some really good stuff.
Mm,
Um,
yes.
yeah.
Is that an opera
Women of
or
Noise.
like cue music? I
Uh,
don't know.
Women of Noise was actually, I believe, started by someone I went to uni with.
Um, oh wait, that's 4ZZZ.
Yeah,
Is that?
yeah, Four
Yeah.
Triple Z. They have their show on Four Triple Z, and they also they do concerts, so they do
Mm,
highlights. I think they're doing some awesome work too.
yes.
But yeah, uh, whew, I've run out of things to talk about really quickly. But I guess that's probably an awesome place to leave it. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything that you wanted to plug? I guess before we uh, say goodbye.
um, I'm doing a gig on the 9th of April. Although this probably be irrelevant, like people watching this after that. But
Yeah.
I'm supporting Housekey, this producer from Adelaide,
Oh, awesome.
and he's doing an East Coast tour. And yeah, it's at Black Bear Lodge, and I'm gonna get the band as usual and the girls to do backup. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're in this current time period that we're in and want to go to a gig, head on to Black Bear the 9th of April. Thanks again for joining us. It's been fucking awesome.
Hey,
All right.
thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.